Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. We're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation startups of the future. Not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. And especially today, because we're not going to talk about any of those things. If you like the show, smack that. If you're listening on YouTube, smack that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can be notified when a new show comes online. If you're listening on your favorite podcast service, please subscribe and drop a note on Apple Podcasts. Maybe after today, you'll be going, oh my God, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He doesn't know what he's talking about. So I was goofing around because I'm seeing this pattern. I was seeing this pattern of when we're talking about things like, and people might look at me now and go, what the hell are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. Manifestation. Manifesting things, law of attraction, that whole concept. And supposedly the law of attraction concept is that everyone vibrates at a certain energy level, and the universe vibrates at a certain energy level. And when these things are in line, then things in the universe just happen to fall in your lap, right? And you can instantiate this in a number of different ways. You can create affirmations. So you can do affirmations where you say things over and over again, or you write things down over and over again, and that sort of tunes your mind so that you're in line with the universe, and then these things will fall into your lap. There's ways of doing it. And the thing is I've heard, at first I thought to myself, this is bunk. Okay, this is total bunk. I mean, the only possible thing that it might be is that when you are actually affirming things, that you open your mind to more opportunities. So when you say these affirmations and work toward these affirmations, then maybe you're actually opening your mind up to new opportunities, and opportunities that were there all the time anyway. But the reason why they appear to be coming at you is because you are more open to those opportunities. So I always thought that that was the case. But if you think about this law of attraction stuff, it's been going on forever. I mean, ever since Dale Carnegie and Wallace Wattles and all this manifesting stuff has been around. The Secret has been around forever. In fact, even books like You're a Badass and stuff like that, there's elements of manifestation. Even Scott Adams the other day was talking about he was affirming to himself that he was going to be a famous cartoonist 15 times a day before he became a famous cartoonist. So this law of attraction thing seems to be underneath a lot of these success stories that we're hearing about. Now, it could be one of those things where, this happened, they're looking back upon their success and going, yeah, this is what caused that, or this is what drove me to that. Or like I said before, maybe it's because they were doing these things that they opened themselves to more opportunities. So when the opportunities did come, they were more open to actually taking the opportunities. Because I think that's what happens to us a lot of times, is that we're so focused on what we're doing that we can't see the opportunities that are coming at us at the same time. That we're not open-minded enough to see these opportunities that are coming at us and take advantage of these opportunities that are coming to us. So that might be the case. But it just seems to me, like, I'm a very scientific guy. I don't believe in a lot of BS. So when I hear about this stuff, I keep thinking to myself that, there can't be anything here, but then it just keeps coming back. I keep hearing about it in all these different angles. And I knew somebody who was a bit like that. She was a total believer in the law of attraction, and things started happening to her based on the stuff that she believed in. And it wasn't big stuff. She didn't become a multimillionaire or something like that, but she wanted to live in another country. And then suddenly a job offer from New Zealand came in, just out of the blue. And you hear so many stories of this. And again, scientific explanations could be there. It could be cherry picked based on, when it comes to looking back into the past and trying to determine why you got to where you were, making the decisions that you got to, it could have just happened because it just happened. It was pure luck, coincidences. These coincidences just happen to occur, and they happen to occur all the time. And you just happen to jump on that coincidence at the right moment. It was luck. It was pure luck. Success is pure luck. Or is it? So I hear this stuff happening, and I see this bubbling thing, and the thing is that somebody might say, what the hell is wrong with you, man? That stuff is bunk. It's total bunk. Why are you even thinking about this? Because I think I'm personally open-minded enough to think that there might be something there. There may be something to all this law of attraction stuff. So I'm going to try an experiment. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm trying an experiment right now to see what happens. To see what happens. But I'd love to hear from you guys. I'd love to hear from you and on this whole law of attraction thing. Do you feel that it's a thing? I mean, I think that we're in a weird place right now where I think science can explain a lot of our reality, of the world that we live in, of the reality we exist in. But I think there's tons of other stuff that's inexplicable. And I'm not going to just throw it out there and say this inexplicable stuff is not explicable, but we just haven't figured out how to explain it yet. But if you think about it, there's all sorts of things, weird things, especially in the quantum level, that are going on. Like when we start getting really deep into the guts of reality, into the foundations of reality. And I've watched these videos and read up on where things are in the quantum space, because things in the quantum space, they don't even travel forward in time. They could travel in any direction in time. So time, so space, all of these things at the quantum level, everything just gets jumbled up. And things like quantum entanglement, how do you explain that? How do you explain that these two particles, once they've been quantumly entangled, can be in completely different parts of the universe, but still vibrate in the same way? There's just too many strange things going on in the world that are completely inexplicable for me to think that something like the law of attraction, of affirmations, actually trying to build your own reality based on your thoughts. And I'm not talking metaverse, I'm talking real reality, I'm talking about the world that we currently live in. Is that real? So I'd love to hear your opinions on that. Have you experienced this? Have you experienced situations where you've been thinking about something, you've been wanting something, and then suddenly an opportunity for this thing just pops into your head, just happens to you, and you haven't been expecting it? You're thinking to yourself, well, it'd be great if this would happen, and you keep thinking about it or writing it down or affirming it, whatever. If you could give me examples of how affirmations work for you, of how thinking about things work for you, how the world or the universe just happened to fall, like the things that you were looking for in the universe happen to fall into your lap because of these things you were thinking about. I'd be really curious to know how this happened. I mean, I hear a lot of anecdotal tales about this stuff, how these things just happened to occur when people were thinking about them, when people were just envisioning these things to happen, and then something like what they were looking for would just happen to them. So does that mean that we can really change our reality based on what we think? Now, I want to look at this from a scientific perspective. I'm thinking about it as a test. I'm not going to shut myself down and say this doesn't happen. But I would love to know how to explain this properly in a scientific way to say, yes, we can affect our reality. And it's not just by us personally making decisions about the directions we're going to go in, that if I think about something, then a series of events will just occur to make this thing happen for me. And like I said, it's been through in so much media, so much success literature, so much everything for hundreds of years, 100 years at least, that it makes me think that maybe there's something to it. Maybe there's something to it. And if there's nothing to it, maybe it's all bunk. But I'd love to hear your opinion on it. Please let me know in the comments below. Law of attraction, real or bunk? That's it for me for today. See you next time, and until then, don't forget to think future.